to recite a short story that I recently read called The Family Dinner. Once there was a mother, and she was the mother of teenage children, twins, a boy and a girl. Now that evening there was a get together at a cousin's house for some particular occasion. Now she was extremely tense since morning because both her children, who were teenagers, were quite outrageous in their dressing, and they were very these in fashion kids, you know. So the boy used to wear these baggy pants and he had orange hair, while the girl, she had this nose ring and she had like long nails and these fake tattoos. So the mother was very tense that when they go over there, when they meet the entire family, the grandparents, the uncle, aunts, the cousins, how would they react to her children? That feeling of embarrassment was really eating her up. But she could not tell her children anything because, as you know, sometimes teenagers don't listen. So they comfortably got dressed in the evening and they were themselves and they left for the dinner. Now when they reached over there, this mother was expecting everybody to be shocked when they would see her kids, and there would be pin drop silence and everybody would come and complain, how have you raised them, what have you done, why are they not dressed perfectly well or whatever. But in fact what happened was that when they reached over there, nobody reacted to it. In fact, they were greeted so warmly and so pleasantly, and there were no whispers, no silence, no loud mouths like that. So it was completely different than what she was expecting or what reaction she thought she would get. In fact, her own teenage children had gone to the younger kids. They were playing, they were reading books, and when the dinner was late, they helped even in the serving. They spoke to all the adults. They helped in taking away the dishes, putting the dishes. So it was a perfect evening. That evening she realized that the biggest judge of her children was she herself. It was not the family. The family had enfolded them very comfortably and lovingly. It was her. It was her embarrassment because they were different from her. So what is the moral of this story? The moral is that being different, when our kids are different from us, when they are in that age, the teenage years are such, especially with today's gadgets, the social, you know, what they are thrown into, the peer pressures and everything, they want to rebel. They want to do things which are different than us. They know so much more than us. They are conscious. They know more about fashion also, and accessories also, and boys also, and you know, social media platforms where they can chat also. So their exposure is so much, hence the need to fit in is much more than it was for us. So we as parents should not judge them, and we must decide that what is it that we want from our kids. If these very funky kids, we can call them, if they willingly came for a family dinner, they spoke to everybody politely, they were very gentle with the younger kids, they were very respectful, they were warm and loving, isn't that more important than how they were dressed, or how they had, you know, tied up their hair, or were they wearing a nose ring, or did they have a tattoo? Important thing to maintain our traditions is not the outward appearance, it's within what they feel. At least the mother did not have to force the kids to come. Sometimes we have cases we have to force our children to come out, even in our own house when somebody is visiting us. Relatives though are a different story altogether, but even for friends, if they don't have company their own age, to get them out of the house is so difficult. So we have to decide, what do we want from our kids? Let them be different, let them have their own identity, as long as your traditions, your cultures, your mannerisms have gone into them. Let them be themselves too. I hope you like it. Thank you so much.